My father's voice still lingers in the hollow he carved inside me. He never paused for explanation. He didn't look at my face. He didn't ask who had hurt me. He simply stood in the doorway, jaw tight, eyes glowing with a fury he had been saving for years. And when he shouted, "Leave. Leave this house," he didn't notice that I wasn't crying. I was smiling. He thought he was punishing me. He had no idea he had just triggered the first domino. 15 years earlier, the spark. I remember clutching the strap of my bag as I walked down the front path, his words trailing behind me like fire. I remember the chill in the air. I remember the isolation. But above all, I remember the clarity. Clarity didn't come like a gentle sunrise. It struck like a blade. He never asked for the truth, and he didn't want it. The truth was simple. I hadn't betrayed him. He had betrayed me the moment he chose shame over his own daughter. Before that day, I had believed he loved me. Not perfectly, but enough. He showed me how to ride a bike, patch a scraped knee, face the world without fear. Or so I thought. Looking back, the cracks were always there. The small criticisms, the flinch whenever I disagreed, the demands for loyalty he never returned. I had hope once, hope that he would stand by me in my darkest hours. Instead, he abandoned me to them. Years later, after I had rebuilt my life from nothing, I learned the full extent of his betrayal. He never cared to ask about my pregnancy. It hadn't been my choice. It had been the result of a man he trusted, someone he defended, laughed with, invited to every holiday. When I tried to warn him, he shut me down, told me to stop causing trouble. He had chosen pride. He had chosen his friend. He had chosen blindness. I, however, was no longer blind. I didn't confront him. I didn't write letters. I didn't attempt to fix what he broke. I focused on my son, my miracle, my anchor, my fire. I raised him with a gentleness my father never knew, strength without cruelty, courage without violence, justice without noise. I waited, not for revenge, but for the moment life would remind him of what he had lost. People like my father always return when they need validation, forgiveness, or a clear conscience. I built a life too solid to ignore, a thriving business, a home with tall windows and locked doors, a reputation beyond his reach. Every milestone, every triumph, every success my son achieved, he heard about indirectly, not through boasting, but through whispers carried by those around him. Let him simmer in the knowledge of the daughter he abandoned and the grandson he condemned with a single choice. My son grew into a man with eyes sharp like mine, but warmer, kinder. He didn't know the full story yet, but he understood enough. Some people forfeit their right to enter your life. And then 15 years later, it happened. A hesitant knock at the door. I saw them on the camera. My father, older, shrinking into himself, my mother behind him carrying guilt she didn't know how to offer. I didn't move. My son did. When he opened the door, their faces froze. They weren't looking at me, they were looking at him. My father's lips trembled. Is your mother here?" he asked. My son didn't step aside. He just looked at him, calm and unflinching. "She's home. You're not welcome." My father's face fell. That was when I stepped into the doorway behind my son. I said nothing. I didn't need to. He saw everything. Everything he had lost, everything I had built without him, everything he could never reclaim. His voice cracked. What have you done?" I smiled the same way I had 15 years ago. "I protected my child," I said. "Something you never did." They left, silently, and for the first time, I felt the weight lift. Not victory. Not revenge. Freedom. Some believe revenge is about causing pain, but they are wrong. True revenge is living so fully that the people who hurt you realize they never deserve to witness it. I turned away from the door, exhaling the last trace of the girl he tried to crush. I hadn't broken. I had risen.